So, we're playing A Valley Without Wind 2. We'll probably just shorten it to Valley 2, since that's what the developers seem to be doing. I am Knight, and I'm playing with Gem. He's currently warping around the world map as far as I'm seeing. He is a sort of veteran, I would say. He's played A Valley Without Wind 1. I played it for a very short amount of time. I don't know much about the game. I know nothing about this game. He's done a lot of work in testing the alpha, and we're going to attempt to do a let's play. Basically kind of him leading me around by the nose and showing me how things go, and hopefully in the process we can teach some other people about the game and maybe get some entertaining done.
That's the general idea. Hopefully I won't have to, like, take over for the tutorial too much, because the plan is to make the game teach you itself.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, we've, like, skipped the intro. It's not really fully implemented anyway. We picked characters, picked the class, we exited to the world map, and the NPCs told us that we have to build a clinic on the first turn. This is a move that you have to do every single time. So, I'm just gonna let Knight do the honors so he can figure out the interface.
Right. So step on the tile and press S.
Yeah, and that will bring up a bunch of options.
Oh, I keep going for mouse control.
And now you have to dispatch the survivors to build the clinic. Now, the survivors the resistance fighters, survivors, same thing. They actually have a movement range. The clinic is actually within normal movement range, but for the tutorial, they have infinite movement range. The first 2 turns, you have to do a specific thing. For example, next turn we'll have to build the farm, and the clinic and the farm are way too far apart for that to normally be possible, yet they will make it anyway. These 2 actions also have 100% success rates, but they normally don't. Anyway, go ahead and build that clinic.
Sure. What could go wrong?
Alright. Did you use just one guy, or...?
I used one guy, I believe.
Generally, you want to use, like, everyone because they get experience for each action they do. We have actually 4 guys, but one of them is wounded and can't do things.
Which is why we're building the clinic.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they made it guaranteed he survives, but sometimes you build a clinic and he'd die anyway.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't build a clinic and he would survive anyway before they force you to build a clinic. Anyway, I'm sure the tutorial displayed on Knight's screen, but we have to purify a tile now. Purifying a tile ends the turn. You can dispatch survivors. Each survivor can do 1 mission per turn, and you get 1 dispatch per turn. You can build up to a stockpile of up to 3, but generally, how I play, I just, like, move all of them around and use the dispatch up instantly. So they can all get experience, and they're all safe. They're not getting left behind, forgotten about, and eaten by the Overlord. As the screen text implies, Demonicia, I don't know how...
I would say Demonica.
Okay, that guy, the Overlord, he's not caught on to what we're up to yet.
Right.
And we have to make as much of this time as possible and hopefully set up an area that we can kite him around in before he gets loose.
Alright.
Next, so as I said, we have to purify a tile. And we should pick one that suits our needs. For example, we don't start out with that much resources. More resources is a great thing to have early game.
What exactly are resources used for? Like constructing buildings or...
Food is used to not starve.
Okay, that's always useful.
Scrap is used to build buildings and repair buildings. Mana is used to destroy enemy buildings and respawn later in the game once you can't respawn normally.
Oh, I see. The different resources are at the top of the screen there.
Population is how many dudes you have. Housing is a thing. If you don't have enough houses, they lose morale per turn. If you don't have enough food, they also lose morale per turn. Both are at a 1 morale per deficient point. So if you run out of food, you could very well lose like 50 morale instantly in 1 turn.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's essentially the game over. Because if everyone dies, you lose.
Right. So I'm guessing certain tiles give certain resources.
Sort of. Finishing up what I was saying there, though, if you have low morale, they will kill each other. So even if you kite really well, you're not going to survive low morale. Anyway, resources. Factories produce like 10 per turn. If you press S and look at the menu, it displays a little thing about that tile.
Okay. Produces scrap, can be worked by a survivor.
Yes, they're quite expensive to build in terms of scrap, and you pretty much won't build them for that per turn benefit. Instead, you'll want your survivors to work the factory. This gets their worker experience up. If it's not high, then you won't get much scrap. But if it is high, you will get tons of scrap out of it. Over 100 per turn, depending on how many survivors and what their skill level is.
Alright.
These grassland with groves tiles, the trees.
Yeah.
Check the description out for those. These are useful because they can't be destroyed. They don't give much, like 5 per turn, and this farm would give 50, and each survivor takes 10 per turn. But they're still very welcome in the early game, and can essentially avoid an early game loss because of that. We spent way too long on the world map by now. They just want to see the action. So I'm just going to say, picking this tile is a good idea.
Alright, I figured as much. Embark into region?
Yes. When you purify a tile, the adjacent tiles are also purified, and the diagonal tiles will become purifiable. If you have an amplifier tower, it works a bit differently. Alright. Now we're back to the side-scrolling portion. Oh gosh, this...
I don't...
load it after the...
Oh gosh, I'm in a cave? What happened?
Sometimes you get teleported like that.
I see that. I also got like really raped by a bat.
Yes,
I'm kind of all by myself, so I'm just kind of going to the left here. I ran into a landmine.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, here you are.
Alright, there you are.
Alright, bats are difficult to deal with them, to say the least. It looks like
a beta.
Bugged. I'm not gonna use this class after this mission. Anyway, we're here to destroy the windstorm generator, which is what's causing the corruption and whatever. And essentially, destroying that ends our turn and advances the turn counter, essentially. Once the Overlord is out in play, that means he'll move and destroy things. Anything he moves onto gets destroyed, and any tiles that have survivors on them, well, the survivors get killed. You can only kill a certain amount per turn, though. So you can't just, like, wipe instantly unless you only have a few guys. And man, this guy, he certainly knows about suppressive fire. There's a thing to do with projectiles in this game. You know how, like, this shot... Okay, this isn't a very good example. Let's find another enemy once we destroy this windstorm generator. I got stuck on the floor. And so did you. No, I have to destroy it before we get warped. Okay, good.
Good job.
And then another tutorial message plays.
Strategic turn elapses every time you destroy a windstorm generator.
Where is this? Oh, it's back over here. Anyway, it's now nighttime. That happens when you destroy a windstorm generator. The turn advances, and so does time. Hello.
Hi, I'm
there.
I'm getting eaten by the floor.
Have fun with that.
I got teleported into the sky, but I am nearby.
Alright. Now, once we reach back to the world map, it says, like, what happened last turn, when we ended our turn.
Mm-hmm.
You always get that cache of food on the first turn, since an optimal move would have been to build a farm first, if you didn't have a wounded guy just, like, started with. But it's so you don't starve them, really. And the game told you in the side-scrolling section, which is a bit strange, I should probably wait until the world map to tell you, that we're supposed to build a farm next.
Alright, I am in the world map.
Yes.
So So Ludka Glad recovered from wounds. That's good.
Well, if we were playing on a higher difficulty, it might not be good. This is a thing that I was discussing with Khadgar. Food is so tight on the higher difficulties that you might want to kill off the survivors, really. Yeah, it is that much of a problem early game. It depends on how close the farm starts to the Overlord's Keep, and if it starts next to a warp point. You see this glowing thing that's in the corrupted area? That's a warp point. It used to be that only the Overlord could... Well, Overlord and the player could use them, but the player didn't get much use out of them. Sometimes they warped you past, like, walls, essentially. But it was best to avoid them, because the Overlord can warp using them. But now that survivors have a movement range, they can walk through the portals as well. And that can be useful. Anyway,
I sort of missed what you said were portals. The caverns, or...
No. The thing that's like the glowy thing. It looks like a hole in the ground that's glowing. I guess.
It says grassland cavern, unless you mean.
I mean the thing to the left in the corrupted area. We didn't actually.
Like, okay, I was wondering what that was. Earth pimple.
The caves have things in them. We'll discuss that later. For now, build farm.
Okay. So we press S.
This time use all 4 guys so that their construction skill can rise. Even if they're not really needed, it'll still boost their skill.
Is there any, like, can you embark on more than one mission per turn?
Each dispatch consumes the dispatch resources, which I said you can have up to 3 at one time, and you get 1 per turn, period. But if you save up dispatches, you can send survivors on multiple missions in 1 turn, but not the same survivor. Each survivor can only do 1 mission per turn.
Okay.
So if you split your group up, that could be helpful. But it's generally best to keep them together until you need to make an advanced kind of move like that. Anyway, this tower, this windmill, actually started Purify. I'm not sure if that's rigged. But this is a level up tower, and they're very crucial to actual progress in the game. Beating these doesn't end the turn. There isn't a windstorm generator in these. So after we do this, we'll still be able to purify a region. We won't get a dispatch, and it won't advance the turn. But if we go in here, there will be a boss at the top that we'll have to defeat to get past and level up.
Okay.
It's best to do it earlier, though, because as time goes on, the enemies get stronger. So, actually I'm going to switch classes before we go in here. I'm just going to pick the I win button. No biggie.
Okay.
Alright, and I'm here.
Alright, let's jump in.
You should probably load in first, because you'll probably get stuck in the floor again if you load in second. Oh gosh, what? That spike, that spiky grass fell out of the sky. That was weird. I don't know if you caught that on the recording. Okay, here's a good opportunity to explain spell calibers. You see that shot he's shooting at you?
Yeah.
You shoot at the shot. Your shots are actually strong enough to break his. Like, my shots aren't. They'll get destroyed. But yours will destroy his shots and keep going. Most of the time. This is a thing that's very important. If your shots aren't powerful enough to break the enemy's shots, you won't be able to hit them. And obviously that's a thing. Anyway, he's in a kind of annoying spot, so I'm just gonna like jump over him and then shoot him from behind with the thing that won't care about caliber. It's just you explode in an arc. Yeah, that's gonna have to get blocked by any bullets.
Oh.
Ah, blade traps and...
Oh, that was rather stupid of me. I'm not a platforming god.
And there's just like a... blade traps.
Controls, elude my reaction time quite a bit.
Alright. Oh,
aiming down seems to be a tricky one.
Yeah.
Using Q. sort it out.
Controller tends to work pretty well if you put those on like the triggers and such. Not here.
It's kind of easier to just attack while moving.
In some cases. Anyway, here we're getting spammed out again, but if you take the high ground, you could probably hit him and destroy all of his shots. I also have a skill that makes like deployable cover essentially. It's called Campfire. It has a fairly large cooldown. It used to be a lot better, but they nerfed it pretty early on.
Oh.
Yeah, these things shoot whenever you hit them or touch them, but they're pretty easy to kill and not take damage, so they're pretty good for farming HP drops.
Gosh, I thought that HP was a spell.
Later on, you're gonna think the spells are HP. One class in particular has like green spells that look like HP orbs. Alright, I'm just gonna slowly advance towards... Oh, crap. When enemies touch Campfire, it actually gets destroyed. It barely does any damage to the enemy. It used to actually deal a lot of damage. It was essentially a touch range attack. But now it's... Okay, screw this. I'm gonna take the damage. Just kill him. We're early on, so the health drops will heal for more than the damage I take.
What is the little purple cloud following me around?
That's the Oblivion Crystal that we got.
Okay.
It's our device of immortality +1. Ah, my nose is itchy again. Ah, maybe I should like kill everything so that you can get more time to get accustomed to controls.
It's really tricky.
Alright, so let's see fight this guy. Oh, this is a mercenary coin. I'll let you pick it up to see the dialogue. That drop might be a little bit difficult, but you can go in from the top if you need to.
Oh, I tried to jump with the up arrow.
Yeah, that's used for aiming up. Like that. Having trouble? Your primary shoots faster. I think it's got the same caliber as your secondary, but it's not... It just has lower DPS than your secondary. Anyway, those guys can be a pain. Now we're going to show the dialogue for that.
Oh, excellent. A mercenary coin. If I can find 25 of these and a mercenary hotline,
yeah, that
I can call in a merc to help me. Okay, so it takes 25 coins to call in a merc.
I've never actually succeeded that. It used to cost 75, which is way more than that. They made them more common too, which helps with that. Uh-oh, like crawlers have been a bit buggy. These guys, I call them crawlers. They're actually called were-rats, but they're not quite there yet. They'll fall, they'll burrow through the ground sometimes, be invisible and still hit you. But they know about that. And here's the boss. Now, this is one of the henchmen. They're all the same currently. These are heavily undeveloped. Oh gosh. Shooting snakes. Anyway, my plan is be Forgician. My ammo spell is enough to just, like, kill him. Like, look how much damage that did. Flame Out is pretty much overpowered. It also costs very little ammo, so I can use it as many times as I like, pretty much.
Oh, he blew up.
Yeah. Now you're great on my screen.
Yeah, I'm busting out. Busting loose.
And here's the level up totem. These used to be a pain, but now they're just, like, easy. They have a chance to spawn enemies every time you hit them, but just using your ammo skill on them can just one-shot them, because they have a lot less health than they used to. Now, normally what I would do is just, like, suicide at this point, since there's nothing else to do in the tower, but there is actually a free fall section where you just, like, leave the tower. This is kind of a waste of time, though, because you can just suicide, respawn, and not care. But we're going to do it this time, just to show it, at least, this time.
Oh no! I found water.
Yeah, the camera is really not good at this. It doesn't seem to work so well. If you trigger the camera change, which seems to be kind of a bug, then you can't really see above you, and that can be quite difficult to deal with when you, like you just did, fall in the water. Anyway, we can just leave.
The tower didn't look that tall.
Yeah.
What is this
well,
tile? Junkyard shacks.
That clearing the level up tower did not advance the turn, but it did level us up. We're now level 2, and if you press any region and go to change your perks, you'll realize you have level 2 perks now. Now,
changing perks. I do this with change your mage class.
No, it's right next to that.
Yeah. I didn't know I had level 1 perks.
Yeah. You start with 2 options per level, but you can get 2 more by going into caves and certain other buildings that have perk tokens. Now, we're going to do that real quick. We're going to visit this cave. There isn't a windstorm generator, it won't advance the turn, but we will get a perk token once we get through it.
Okay.
They're very dark, so having things that help with lighting is very useful. You didn't get stuck in the... Okay, you didn't get stuck in the ground.
That's an enemy. It was.
Yeah. I have...
You blew it up. You blew it up good.
You killed them with extreme prejudice. Those guys are very dangerous. Probably not early on yet, but they are a pain in the ass. Also, we're going down into this cave. That's why we're here. And it's very dark, but luckily there's 2 of us, and we both can see each other's light. Oh, my nose is itchy. I'm getting shot at. Spammed at, really? Alright, my explosion went through there. It's kind of unreliable. Like, there's just a puny-ass explosion over there.
It seems to be working well enough for you.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. One-shots things for the most part. Okay, screw those guys. I don't think we need the health drops. You like floor crawlers?
Grass crawlers.
Alright, here's another dude. Uh-oh. Floor crawler. Oh gosh. Ow. Alright. Ah! Why does it make a metal sound when we bonk off like a sword?
I was gonna say.
Also, great. This area needs like power slide or miniaturize to get through. Or we can like try to teleport through. ERP trying to work through the area. Maybe we shouldn't do that on camera. Well,
It's not like I would even know how to pull it off.
You just like spam spacebar and escape. There's nothing else to it. Anyway, I'm stuck and I'm gonna teleport shortly. I might teleport past this point, but I'm not the cameraman and I don't know if this is past the point or not because it's dark as fuck. Oh, it's not. I worked upwards. Hi.
Hi.
No, I'm gonna try to work through one more time, but if it doesn't, we'll just... We don't have to come back here later. Caves are time it doesn't. But it's an inconvenience that we have to turn back, and we can't actually get the perk token in this cave. I'm taking too long to get stuck on the ground. This is a waste of time. Anyway, instead of climbing all the way back out, I'm just gonna pause and eat a poison pill. Because you just respawn on the armory with no penalty.
Eat a poison pill?
Yeah.
Basically a respawn button?
Yes.
Is there ever a penalty for using it?
Later on, there was a penalty for dying.
Ah, yeah, I do remember you saying something about that.
Yes. Anyway, let's finally just purify a tile. We need to get this game going. Now, we're mostly going for the level up towers, and we're also going for buildings to distract the Overlord with and that sort of thing, and buildings for us to use. But that level up tower over there, well, let's go towards it.
Alrighty.
Alright, we're going through a junkyard tile. The amount of enemies in this game is very limited currently because they're not all implemented. This is very early beta.
Right.
Very early
yes,
beta.
I do remember seeing that on the title screen. It's like 13 out of 114-ish monsters.
Something like that, yeah.
I think that may be the exact number.
Pretty much every map uses the same
Whoa,
enemy.
that thing just crawled through the platform.
Yes, they do that. Tired of the swamp monsters yet?
I suppose you could do that.
Ah!
Hope the music isn't too loud in the recording.
We'll see.
I'm just like assuming it's...
But we said screw it.
I mean, if it's pretty much exactly the same as I'm hearing it, then...
These guys are a big issue because the caliber of the shots is really high, so I use my ammo attack to kill them every time.
Alright. Oh, the sky got very green.
I guess there's lots of acid rain in
But
the
I
future.
still have no idea what I'm doing.
Maybe I've been tutorialing too hard for you.
I was just reading the text.
Oh. Man, there's a lot of text in this one.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
I'm invincible, so that's nice.
Yeah, they spawn when you break the windstorm generator, and I have no idea why. Oh, hey. Look in the background. There's like a weird triangle coming out of that mountain.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Burn! Wow. Be at the right place, fire. Do you like being on fire?
Yeah, I am pretty cold.
Alright. Alright. I don't want to melt your armor, so I have to stop.
Alright.
Anyway, we advance the
Result
turn.
Screen.
Because we're on...
Lost 1.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
What? I'm looking at the results.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been paying attention to those since I kind of know what happened. We purified that tile. We had a farm, got 50 food. We had a factory, so we got 10 scrap, that sort of thing. But since we're playing on normal, it takes 5 turns for the Overlord to come out. So it's gonna be a while until he actually catches on. So we actually uncovered an amp tower right next to that level up tower. And these are actually really useful because they increase the amount of area that we purify with each mission.
Where is the amp tower?
It's next to the level up tower. We have to go get it.
Oh, that, I thought you meant the level up tower we cleared, okay.
Yeah, we scouted it.
Alright.
But first we need to...
a tile of ocean, like way up in the top right of my screen when I stand here.
Oh yeah. I don't know why they're
funny.
that, but it's a bit strange how they're completely undarkened. Anyway, we need to do a mission. We don't have our handheld anymore. There's no 100% rates anymore unless you just do nothing. And there's a movement range restriction. The default is 4 for doing missions, and it's twice that if you just want to rally them. Now, what I want to do though is I'm going to tell them to work the farm and produce food. They're not good workers, but they will get better at working because of this.
Right.
See, I just made like 8 food. It's like pretty much garbage currently.
Right.
But later on, move them like over 100. So doing a mission gives morale. Not doing a mission does not give morale. So you want to do a mission.
Okay.
Now let's keep going. That amp tower is
Shallows.
a big deal. Alright. Ah, bats, no! Get batted away from me. Also, I'm going fishing with fireballs. Ah. fish fight back. Like, this is a bad thing that the fish are fighting. No, not campfire, flame out. I really like this spell, but it's pretty much overpowered. I'm gonna stop using it so much and let you shoot some things.
I'm kind of trying to think what I could rebind aim down to.
Yeah.
Because you know, hitting Q usually requires using my ring finger, which I use to hit A. So that's if I want to aim my primary down, it's a little bit inconvenient.
Also, for places like these, a look down option would be good. And it's one of these faggots who just will spam. Oh, hi, phone. Alright. Hi, Mom. Alright. All she said was bye.
Oh, I don't know what to do with that footage. Oh, goodness.
You can leave it in.
These guys are raping us.
Yeah, they only do a little damage, but the caliber is so high that you can't break the shots normally. And they just do
Oh, this is one of those guys you were talking about earlier. Okay.
They are total spam kings.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yep, this is only and they are just spamming us down, so I'm just gonna run past. Like, that's the deal. Land squids, you run past, or you use your ammo spell on, or unless your class has a good way of taking them out. And, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Luckily, Campfire has a higher spell caliber than their shot. Also, I'm going to toward the Windstorm Generator, which is my ammo spell. Just nuke it. Because, why not? We're about to leave the area. Might as well use the ammo.
Oh, you get full ammo at the beginning of every area then?
Yeah, once you go to the world map, your health and ammo are restored. Anyway, that area is over with.
Once I leave it.
Alright, we purified the level up tower because it was adjacent to a purified tile. They can't be purified themselves, so that's the rule they follow.
Right.
Otherwise it wouldn't have actually done anything. Now the amp tower will change up everything. Like, let's give an example. This is how it currently works anyway. Let's say I purified this tile. The directly adjacent
Wait, where are you?
I'm over to the left.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The directly 4 adjacent tiles would be purified, and the diagonals would be able to be purified.
Mm-hmm.
If I had an amp tower, the diagonals and the directly adjacent get purified, and now the ones past the 4 that would be purified normally get able to be purified, like in a plus symbol. Like the swamp to the southwest would be purifiable, the house swamp to the northwest.
But only those 4, not like
yeah,
on the diagonals too, only on the horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Purify like a lot of tiles that way.
And is that for like every purification after we get the amp tower? Or...
Yes, as long as we own at least 1 amp tower, it follows that rule. They don't stack, but they can be rebuilt, but it takes quite a bit of skill and 100 scrap.
Alright.
So anyway, we can do the level up tower, but well, do the level. Oh right, we have to do a mission. Now the Overlord's coming out soon, and it might be a good idea to get our guys into a more safe location. But there's not a lot of place to run. How
does the Overlord's movement work? Like, how much does he move per turn?
This is actually very unintuitive currently, and it's only shown by how many moved last turn. Like, red squares appear, and that's how many spaces he can move. I think it starts at like 2 or 3. The difficulty. I'm not sure though.
And does he hunt us, or does he hunt?
He hunts buildings mostly, but if there's survivors in range, he will kill them.
Okay.
Anyway, there's not a lot of good places to run currently, but I would run towards the place that he wouldn't go. Honestly, we could just keep working the farm, and if he goes in this direction, we can rally and get away like lickety-split. Although we'll lose a mission out of it, at least we don't waste our time running around doing nothing.
That seems reasonable. reasonable enough.
So I'm gonna work the farm again. Last time they produced 8 food. This time they made 20.
Oh wow, that's a fair bit of improvement.
Yeah, before, like, 2 of them had 0 skill and they didn't help at all.
Yeah, that was my bad for the first mission.
Yeah, but that was construction skill though. This is worker skill.
Okay.
They're actually handled differently. If you look in the strategic overview, after pressing S and selecting it, there's the resistance members tab, and you can see their skills there. They start with random, like 1 or 2 in some areas. One problem I see in the future is that only one person has any combat skill, and it's only 1. And it's not possible to get combat experience without actually doing combat. There's a building later that's supposed to give you combat experience for being on it, but it doesn't work so well. It doesn't work at all, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't actually do it. Anyway, we've done the mission, so we can either just like purify the M tower, or we can just do the level up tower now. Generally, it's better to do the level up tower sooner rather than later, but if you don't feel like it, you don't have to.
Well, there's no reason not to.
Yes, we're not feeling lazy currently. I think.
Here holds another piece of Destiny's puzzle.
Alright. Here's a little bit of more info about Calib. It's not really info, but see, waterfall, they're called danger falls. They can be miasma or water. Now they have fairly high caliber, but this ball has more. So I can destroy danger falls, which looks weird. But I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Ah! They're really... No.
They're hard to dodge. Yeah,
Well, I thought...
it's nearly impossible to get through, but I complained about that, and it was changed. I don't know if other people complained about it, but I know I did. That's a bit nerfed quite a bit, but they're still really bats.
I don't remember a single game I've played where bats weren't annoying. Oh gosh. Not even... Oh, that's like shooting boulders at me?
I guess.
I don't know.
And this enemy is very annoying. It doesn't even go for you. It just bounces around and shoots fireballs. The fireballs also have extreme knockback and high caliber, like pretty much all enemy shots so far. And oh, there's another one. But luckily, this flame, what is it called? Explosive Crescent is really good at taking them out. Tradition is really good. I'm gonna stay in invulnerability until this guy passes.
Oops. Oh.
If you enter, you'd be invulnerable because you were in the air. It's really dumb.
I sort of expected.
Yeah, you can't just like peek in and then peek in again. You have to wait at least 10 seconds to get your invulnerability again. And check out these guys. I don't know why the crates are like that, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing underneath them.
Yeah,
There's health pickups inside the floor and the walls and stuff, but they're so rare and they're so difficult to find that they're not really worth hunting for. Like, I'm not sure if most people even know about that feature. I've only found one health cache ever. Campfire was down the stairs a bit. And it is again, but whatever, they're dead. We got the bus room early in the tower this time. Once again,
oh, that's an ugly person.
she looks exactly the same as before.
Before, it was like, guy. Oh, I pressed the
Before
wrong
it was
button
not
again.
an incinerated face.
I left?
What? You laughed. What? I killed him.
I'm on the world map.
Okay, that's strange.
I'm not sure what happened. I can't seem to move.
Try reconnecting and you'll load back into the boss room or an adjacent room. I've seen this happen before. It was really weird.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what caused. Oh gosh, that blade trap just speed hacked and teleported to me. What the fuck? It just homed in on me. Blade traps don't do that. They're indestructible.
I thought I destroyed some earlier. Must have been an enemy.
Or something like that. Anyway, in level up towers is generally like a horizontal area, and like a tower climbing area, and a boss room in any order, whatever, and I've got like no health left, but because we're not playing on the Chosen One difficulty, health drops actually mean something. And another one of these guys. Tired yet?
I guess we never actually did declare our difficulty.
Oh yeah, we're playing on Hero difficulty, which is the recommended for experienced players, gamers in general actually. But this is actually 2 notches above normal. And we can't go up this. Oh, gosh, land squid. Alright, we can't go up that way, unless we're able to jump a lot. Well, I think you could do it with double jump. Ah, blade traps.
Whoops.
And those spike balls, you see that guy. That spike ball just climbed up that fucking wall. That is
Spike
just.
ball.
You never really got a chance to tell what I'm talking about because I killed them so mercilessly, but Zeppelins are... Anyway, I'm not gonna nuke the tower this time, and let's just see what happens when we shoot it a lot of times with weak attacks. It just spawns a ton of enemies, and then I nuke those, because no. Now, just because last time we went down the tower, this time I'm just gonna suicide out.
And that's escape, poison kill.
Oh. And then you just respawn in the armory, go to the chute, back to the world map. A lot faster than going through the pointless freefall section. That obviously needs something done about it. Maybe have some more goodies in the freefall section, or maybe just have it exit you back to the world map. Either one. Or, like, death penalty, but whatever. Alright, we've done a mission already, and that didn't end our turn, so we can't do another mission, so next we want to try to purify the Amp Tower. Oh, that's a bummer. This chunk is essentially a gate. We need better mobility to get across this pond. It suggests
I'm gonna be teleporting soon.
Oh, that's good. You might be able to teleport past the gate then, essentially. Also, I might be teleporting soon too because I'm stuck as well.
That's not good.
Are you like in the water?
Yes, I was.
Oh gosh, hi. Got launched sky high. Okay, teleported past the gate. So we can
I don't even know what the gate was about, but okay.
There's a gravestone that says we need water dash to cross this body of water. It's like across this lake.
Okay.
We could all just like use a... I said storm dash, didn't I? I meant water dash.
No, I think you said water dash.
But either way, high mobility is required to get across that lake. You could like probably double jump over it with enough momentum. Anyway, now we can just continue through the area. Sometimes areas will have buildings in them. If you have... Oh gosh, no, not the water stone. These are really hard to dodge, and I prefer not to kill them.
Oh.
So they're just like... They're pretty destructive. Anyway, if you can skip a building with like good jumping power or whatever, do it. Because buildings take a long time. Like, they increase the amount of time an area takes by a lot. Like, we just moved a few inches, essentially, just to get past this wall, kind of cliff area. I'm not sure if it's intended that you're supposed to want to skip the buildings, but...
Oh, we'll find out on the whole release, I suppose.
Kind of jump. Like, screw that guy. It's fine. Go ahead. It's not so fine. I'm not fighting this guy effectively.
Oh gosh, I'm getting bounced around.
Nope, crawler. I'm just gonna ammo skill it. Since ammo skills generally have very high caliber, and they'll just destroy enemy shots. Sometimes if you fall in the water pit, you can't get back out, and you have to poison pill. But this one doesn't look like to be one of those. There are also sometimes, like, hidden passageways in the water where you can find items and stuff, but just a normal water pit there. It looks like we're at the end. Oh gosh! That!
The heck?
Yeah, those guys are annoying. Anyway, this is how long it takes to destroy without an ammo skill. Not that long, but you do have to spend some lethality to. More fireballs!
I like this whole part where I'm invincible every time stuff happens.
Because I skipped the text. It does happen every time you play the game, every new world, so you do kind of get old of it. If you want to skip it, you can press escape or whatever the back button you set to. That just skips the entire conversation. But anyway, that purifies the amp tower. Let's see what the world map looks like. Overlord, next turn. He'll probably, like... I'm guessing he'll destroy this house and move, like, to this tile. But he could just, like, do that. Or he could just, like, do this, or that. And probably this. He'll probably move here if he moves 2 tiles, but otherwise he'll move here. Or, like, here.
Okay, that was very clear. And concise.
It was. Well, let's... Like the plan is, just keep working the farm and then GTFO later. And more food. This time we made 26, not that much more. It's slightly random. I got 20, this time we got 26. But now that we have the M tower, we can purify bigger areas. And this area doesn't look like it's going to be very fruitful. There's a grassland over there past the intensely towns known as the Deep. We could... It's somewhat of a bug, but they said they can't fix it. But you can move diagonally through tiles, like these walls, these tower clusters that you can't move through. If there wasn't this one right here, I could just like move diagonally between these two. So if we go down there, we could probably get to the grassland and maybe find an extra farm, which is a big deal early game. So I think we're gonna go this way.
Alrighty.
Even if we can't do the diagonal move due to how the purification goes, we'll be able to send our survivors to try to destroy the towns, essentially, so that we can try to get through them. Of course, their combat skill is low, so we'll want to do it anyway to try and improve it for later, before things get too difficult. Not only does this do a lot of damage, but the caliber is high. It doesn't have the fire rate to destroy the spam though. You have to aim it. Those guys shoot more spike balls the higher the difficulty gets as time goes on. Later on they'll be shooting just like a spread of spike balls that live for like half a minute. It's not actually half a minute, it's probably more like 15 seconds. Half a minute, but I just can't stop raging.
That's you in a nutshell.
It is. In a desert as well.
I suppose I should, like, consider turning off my Steam login notifications.
While you're doing the Let's Play, yeah.
Yeah, for recording and stuff.
Bats get fried and get exploded. Just windstorm generator. See, it doesn't do that much damage if you just do that, but if you do like this, and your shots inherit some of your momentum, so it travels forward. Normally it just explodes outward, but this is just like a wave of death when I shoot it forward. I think all shots inherit momentum. Anyway, he moved there because he only could move 2 squares, and now we need to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm gonna tell them to move here and scavenge, since it's not in range. But, okay, let's stop it for a second. He spawned here and moved 2 tiles. He moved over the house, so it was destroyed. We're going to need more houses because we're gonna run out after he destroys this one and the farm next turn. That's pretty much guaranteed to be his next move. And then he'll move here, and then move here, and then somewhere else, either towards these buildings or over here if something's more attractive, like the Amp Tower. I don't know if it'll actually be more attractive than this cluster of buildings. Anyway, I'm going to move them here. This is a junkyard tile, so it has better scrap scavenging, and scavenging will improve this. We'll get better scavenging skill level. We got like 3 scrap, so that's not the point. We got 1 more experience per each survivor. And now they're also out of harm's way. That is 4 tiles away from the Overlord, and even if he got an extra tile of movement from time passing, he wouldn't be able to reach them.
Fair enough.
Now, here's the problem. Because we had an Amp Tower, we actually purified too much land over here, and now there's... Because the areas that you can purify with an Amp Tower are very specific. Like, this is a plus... Like, we purified this tile, so this became purifiable. If this was purifiable, it would become purifiable. And this tile over here, it would be purifiable if we could actually walk onto it, but since it's a blockade, we can't, and it has to be destroyed first. Oh, and this tile can become purifiable. You see by like the plus kind of shape?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna need them to destroy it to get to that grassland, but the best part about that grassland is it indeed does have an extra farm. And since it's going to destroy our farm next turn, we're going to be a bit short on food in the coming turns. So, another alternative is that we can use these ocean shallow buildings and turn it into a farm. Ocean shallow farms are more expensive to make and produce less food, but they're there, and they're an option. For now, we have to pick a new direction to turn in until the survivors get here to destroy this. We could scout upward, and that would be useful. I think we'll purify this tile.
Okay.
Maybe we should have done a cave after we got, like, cockblocked by that.
I'm trying to consider when we should cut this segment.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking about that too, somewhat.
I'm sure it's been around an hour, if not more.
At least.
I think I would probably want probably about an hour to be the cutoff point.
I don't know how long we'll have the episodes, but we can keep recording if you're willing to cut them later.
Touch spell.
Touch spells have really high... Oh gosh, I'm not breaking invincibility. No, I am. It's generally best to wait until you see...
Yeah, that's sort of a mechanic I always forget about.
Nice floating in the air.
Oh my goodness.
I like how I destroyed like most of those fireballs. That's the best part about the spell. But as the game goes on, it becomes obsolete because we can't actually make use of it anymore. Oh hey, you stay down. No, you didn't stay down there. I mean, the only, like, good thing about the fireball enemies is that they die in 1 hit. But they're still very hard to fight. Or rather, it's very hard to fight when they're around. Alright, we didn't have to fight a boss in that house, but we might have to if we run into one. Each house you actually do have to go into unless you have like storm dash or double jump or something, a mobility enhancer that might let you skip the building. So for now, we'll just assume that you have to enter the building.
Wow.
What?
Is that thing homing?
What is homing?
Your, like, explosion.
No, it's just, it goes in like an arc. It hits always right there where I'm facing.
It just looked like you made like one explosion on that enemy. I don't know why.
Yeah, because it was the only one that was able to spawn in. There wasn't enough room for the other ones. That's why it's so unreliable. Sometimes it just won't work because of that. And boom. Alright. And we actually scouted a ton of area because caves get purified just like level up towers do. Since they can't get purified if there's an adjacent purified tile, they become purified, which includes other caves. So it just kind of chained onward, and we got vision of another amp tower in case ours gets destroyed and we don't have the guys in the area to rebuild it.
That's cool. There's also another level up tower over there.
Yeah. Now the problem is that, if you didn't notice, there's 3 evil outposts here. Now, come to this tile, stand on this, and look at the bottom left. It is turn 7 and this region has 91% danger. That's how much like the enemies are scaled, I'm guessing. Now if you come to this tower, it's 263%.
What? Holy crap.
That's because for each adjacent outpost tower, and for being on an outpost tower, there's a danger increase. And there's just like 3 right here. So this is just a death zone, essentially. If we go here, we have to not get hit at all.
That's threatening.
Yes. These outposts are actually really common in deserts. Like, look how many are in that desert. Like,
yeah,
wow.
That's substantial.
There's sometimes in the deep. I don't see this too often. But outposts in the deep never block your path. These outposts can actually be destroyed. If they're purified, which they can't be purified by the player, I think. I mean, I think I've gone in one, and then which is like a tower, and then a freefall section, and then you leave the area, and there's nothing there. If you send survivors to destroy it, well, it can be destroyed. It costs a little bit of mana, though.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of the survivors, we have to move them. They can move 4 turns if they do a mission, or 8 if we just want to move them. Since we want to move them and do a mission, like we could rally them over here, end turn, and do the mission next turn, or we could just like scavenge here, and then do the mission next turn. Like, there's no point to doing rally this turn, so we're just going to scavenge on this tile. Oh no, I didn't select all of them. There we go. We got like 3 food and 3 scrap, but more importantly 4 morale, just for succeeding a mission. We can move further if we owned castles. Castles are found in Swampland. They add 1 movement square range, 2 if you're using rally, since it's
I'm guessing
double.
That would be that up there.
What?
Up here. Is that the castle?
Yeah, that's a castle.
I thought so.
Now, you'll notice that our housing was like blown up. We have 3 houses left. 2 from this tile and 1 from this tile. So because we're deficient 1 house, we're going to lose 1 morale. But that's no big deal. We're at 96 morale. The max is 100. And that's basically good.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're on normal, we start with pretty good morale. And we get like a very good amount of morale per successful mission. It's basically a non-issue unless you like get a food shortage. Anyway, we could work towards the level up tower for this turn, but we'll be in range of 1 outpost, which increases the danger by like 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a big deal, but we can still do this.
I'm up for a challenge.
It mostly just scales up their damage. Oh, and bats move faster, I guess.
Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna teleport. Oh, let's see where this takes me.
Gosh, no, land squids that do like 50% damage.
I like.
Oh, just teleport. Giant fish.
That got very hectic.
Oh gosh, I've been messaged on Steam. Alright. I responded. Alright, I have a plan. Campfire! Oh gosh, you jumped over it. I guess I'll stop shooting it then. I'm just gonna let you do this while I respond again.
Wow! How am I supposed to deal with it?
Run in there and use your ammo spell. Also,
I don't think my ammo spell is that great. Also, it doesn't go through walls like I for some reason thought it
yeah,
would.
it's not very good.
Ah, I died.
Yeah, land squids, bro.
It just like ran into me.
Anyway, someone's gonna be joining us apparently.
Okay. I was considering calling for a break soon.
Oh, yeah, me too, because that phone call back there was about dinner.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna continue on to this area and finish it on my own. Hopefully there won't be a boss, but if there is, I might be able to handle it. I don't have that much ammo left because of the amount of land squids and I have to use ammo spells on them. But I could farm for ammo for another use of this ammo spell if I need to. Just like one more use should be enough to guarantee victory. Alright, that building didn't have a boss. Oh good, it's the exit. Please. I'm just gonna ammo spell it up. Alright. Alright. And now this tutorial is talking about level up windmills. I'm not sure if you get it if you're in the overworld.
Yeah, I'm actually in the dungeon.
Oh,
area.
okay. Was that even the tile? Oh, wait, that's the survivors. Anyway, we actually... Oh, hey, there's another castle over there as well. That's convenient. Anyway, we have, like, one house. So while we could destroy the deep... And... Oh, hey, it's Khadgar. That's the guy I was talking about. This is the guy I've been playing with online. He actually has Skype. Should I add them to the call?
I
Like,
suppose.
impromptu guest star.
You're used to Skyping with him, I suppose.
I just like tabbed out without waiting for a response. Oh, he's picking a character. I'm dumb. Yeah, he can't see that. Can you like? Oh, you don't have him added. Cause I want to go use the restroom, go grab dinner from downstairs, blow things up. No, wait, that's already done. I've got my W key.
What?
Okay, come over here for a second.
Okay.
You see that white tower up there in
Yes.
kind of snowland? That's the cold dispersal tower. It will make us so that we can survive cold areas. It's on a cold tile itself, but that doesn't mean we can't purify it by purifying nearby towers.
He saw the chat.
Anyway, yeah, like you can just see the chat log, but you can't see it until he's done. Alright, I'm gonna add him to the call. This is gonna tab you out.
That's
Hopefully-
tolerable.
Cut the recording here and just like start it again when we're done with our break sort of deal.